Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to look at the first few patches of the Lol Esports season and see if there's been changes in presence amongst the most played champions in each role across the four major regions. I utilize GOL.GG, Games of Legends, for the stats, so keep that in mind. The LCK stats on there were a bit fried at the beginning of that whole DDoS nonsense. So hopefully they righted themselves. I tried to keep it uniform with colors within each role so you could see how a champion may have went up and down in presence as we go over this. But, you know, I'm trying to identify some trends here. Whether the nerfs or buffs have actually come through. And in the future, when I do this type of video, as the patches come to a close, I am going to have the presence percentages up there. Throwing this video together kind of, spring of the moment when I was working today, I said, this is how I want to do this. And we'll see how it goes and how the reception is. So, in top lane, 14-1 was mostly K'Sante, Rumble, Udyr, Jackson, Aatrox. When we went to the next patch, K'Sante remained at the top, and that was the case and still is the case through 14-4. I understand LCK, 3 of the 4 regions are on 14-5 right now. I do not want to go on 14-5 because they are still playing on it, and there is one region still on 14-4, so 0.4s champions may still change. So K'Sante stays across the top. Rumble was only in there in the first patch. Udyr stayed in the top 5 throughout all of the first 4 patches. 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Jax up there 3 out of 4. 14-3 was the one where he was not up there in presence. Aatrox was in the top 4. So K'Sante, Udyr, and Aatrox, the 3 champions are in the top 5 in each patch. And then Jax 3 out of 4. We see Gnar twice and Twisted Fate twice. TF probably dropping out of that soon enough. Of course, a flex pick, but most prevalent in top lane, so that's why he is there and banned a lot, right? Because people don't want to play it at 80 against it in bot lane, but it's being picked into top lane more, so it is a top lane pick as far as I'm concerned when it comes to this. Jungle. Interesting things. It makes me think the stats were kind of off in the jungle because Xin Zhao is first on 14-2 and 14-4, but not top 5 on 1 or 3. Maybe that's due to buffs and nerfs. In the future, like I said, I'm going to be looking at that closer to kind of identify why these trends occur the way they do. Vi, top 4 or top 2 in all 4 patches. Maokai, 3 of 4 in the jungle. Is top 5 at support, though, on 14-4, sent a Maokai bot lane, and Maokai also being a decent support pick at times. Poppy, 3 out of the 4 patches, top 5. Rel up there as well. Of course, Rel a support pick, and I do have her in the top 5 of support at 14-1. 14-1, a very strong patch for Rel in the jungle and support. Nocturne pops his head up there in 14-1. Then Xin Zhao comes in. Sejuani jumps in 14-3, second highest presence, and then drops back out again. Lee Sin joining in on 14-3 and 14-4. Volibear, we saw that quite a bit in the LCS as well as LCK and LEC. Viego coming up in Prio as we see Maokai drop out and, Sej is no longer up there. So clearly it's Vi, it's Poppy, Lee Sin, towards the top, and I guess Xin Zhao every other patch. Mid lane, Azir is top 5 all 4 patches, first in 1, 2, and 3. Orianna, first 3 patches in the top 3 in presence. Corki and LeBlanc and Akali. So Corki, LeBlanc, Akali, only top 5 on the first patch and would drop out after that. Karma coming in 14-2, of course a flex pick, but most prevalently in mid. Top 5 on 14-2, 3, and 4. All the way to the top in 14-4, as Azir dropped in presence. Wei comes in, top 5 on 2, 3, and 4. Nico, one of those fringe meta picks that's appeared in the top 5 couple patches. Now, as Nico dropped out from 14 2 to 3, Talia comes up in presence. And then Talia comes up in presence again in 14-4. As Azir drops, Karma actually skips Talia. We also have to keep in mind 14-4 still going on. And East versus West and Prio with picks and things of that nature. The metas, of course, are similar, but there are a couple differences. So in the future, I do intend on breaking it up a bit better. Bot lane. So this is a little tougher because we have a lot of AD carries playing support, supports playing AD carries. I tried to do it so that whichever role it's most prevalent in, that's where I assigned it. So we've seen Kalista be top 3 in all 4 patches in Prio. Lucian also staying in the top 5. Varus. And then Senna and Aphelios. Senna is top 5 in the first. Actually, Senna is top 5 in all of them. Rising up the ranks, and on 3 and 4 now, most prevalent champion. OP as hell. Aphelios only top 5 on 14-1 and then dropping out. Taking its place is Ezreal on 14-2 and then Smolder on 3 and 4. Smolder, obviously, a champion that people are really upset about because he's OP in this or that, but really his presence isn't all that high relative to the other 80 carries. We see 480 carries still with higher presence, Senna, Varus, Kalista, Lucian. So if you want a change in the 80 carry picks and things of that nature, maybe not ban out those champions. And then we say to ourselves, yeah, but they're OP. And it's like, well, if there are 5 OP 80 carry picks, this is when you start handshaking, right? You find a matchup you like and you handshake. I don't think you just keep banning 580 carries. I don't think that's very helpful. Now at support, like I said, Rel was top 5 on 14-1, but Ashe has been top 5 in all 4 patches as a support. Melio, Rakan appears as well as Renata in all 4 patches. On 14-2, Nautilus comes in, and Nautilus takes over the meta, as is the case when Senna becomes a bot laner. A meta 80 carry, and Nautilus in general is a safe support pick. So those combined allow Nautilus to be second, first on 14-2, 3, and 4 when it comes to presence. Maokai, like I said, so 14-2 actually, Maokai was top 5 in support on both, and then appeared again 14-4. Alistar showed up on 14-3 quite a bit and then dropped back out in place of Maokai once more. So the bot lane meta pretty what's lack of a better word here, it's just stale. Really, it's the same picks. I mean, we got Ashe all 4. We got Nautilus 3 of the last 3 patches. Rakan all 4. Renata all 4. 1 changes every patch. I mean, we got Melio, then we got Maokai, Alistar, Maokai again, but otherwise pretty set standard. Bot lane, I mean, Kalista, Lucian, Varus, Senna is pretty much on all 5, right? All 4. Yeah. And then Smolder comes in, Ezreal, Aphelios. I mean, what's left after you ban it out? Top lane, K'Sante, Udyr, Aatrox, jungle, Xin Zhao when it's meta every other patch, and then you got Vi, all the patches. I guess you could argue, mid jungle may be the ones that are changing the most, if at all. Because Azir's dropping, Karma's coming up. I mean, let's see, between 14-1 and 4. 4 of the 5 top laners are the same. So I wouldn't say it changed all that much. Jungle. Jungle quite a bit. Only Vi remains as a top 5 presence jungler on 14-4 at the moment. So jungle, 4 out of 5 is a big difference. Mid, 1 out of 5, only Azir. So once the meta is shifted in the mid lane. Bot lane, like I said, 4 out of 5, and support, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. So really, jungle, mid, and jungle have shifted. So if someone says, it's boring. The meta's the same in the jungle and mid lane, and maybe the type of champion might be the same, but the champions themselves are different. 4 of the top 5 are different, and the stats would speak for themselves if I had them on the board. So just go to gol.gg and go to champions and kind of look at that. So just noticing some trends here. Comment down below with your opinions. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.